You got this. You're the one.
Why you gotta say that? Why you gotta say that?
You've done this a million times.
And so have you. You know, you just jinxed it. You just jinxed it!
Dan, there's an important plot point in The Fall Guy that touches upon actors getting digitally scanned. And of course, without giving spoilers away, it feels like incredibly timing given the strikes last year and everything.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, was that intentional? What was like your motivation for including that in the story?
Well, it is something that we do from, really from the stunt perspective, where the visual effects department will digitally scan both the doubles and the actors. So if they need to do a face replacement on a particular stunt, they'll do it in CG. We have been doing that for years. And it was just a great plot point for us in terms of, like, you'll see in the movie and sort of how it plays out for Colt. It's not only just something that happens in the film, but it's also a plot point. But we did realize, like, midway through the shooting, that there's a new sort of use of that we potentially in the future that we should all be wary of and, like, really take seriously. And, like, how are we going to approach this new technology where you can put an actor's face and sort of deep fake somebody and maybe recreate their image from the past. And, like, I think it wasn't intentional, but it became super relevant in the middle of production. And, like, it was it's definitely an interesting hot button topic that we all need to take seriously, because that technology is moving fast.
Absolutely. And of course, over the years, the discussions around stunt recognition have evolved. We had Ryan and Emily take the stage at the Oscars this year, and they introduced a whole homage to the stunts of past. Obviously, it feels like that stunt Oscar is on the horizon. It feels like it's coming. I have to ask you, do you have any idea of how long it could be? Like, how many years away that announcement could come? Because they just announced a casting Oscar. So it feels like we're moving towards there.
I think we are, and I think, there's been a core group of people working inside the Academy for years. There's some legacy coordinators like Jack Gill and Greg Smers and Melissa Stubbs that have been really championing the idea of the stunts having their own award. Recently, I've helped to get involved with Chris O'Hara, another stunt coordinator, actually the stunt coordinator on The Fall Guy, and Kelly McCormick, our producer at 87 North. We've been really making our own push inside the Academy. And the casting has really set a great blueprint of how to get it done. And I think that the Academy itself is, like, excited about the prospects of it, as you can see by supporting the video that 87 North produced for the awards that Ryan and Emily got to present. They're really excited about the prospects of it. We're going through the right channels. It just needs to be pushed through in the proper way inside the Academy. And now that casting's done it and they see it, I think it could be on the horizon next couple years, I believe.
Speaking of 87 North, how fun was it for you to, like, take it to a meta level in this movie? Because we have stunt coordinators, stunt performers playing themselves in a meta way, and they're wearing 87 gear, and it's, like, on full display everywhere. Can you talk about that? Like, how proud must you be of that?
Well, it was really fun. You're making a movie about making a movie, and there are times when you're making the movie you didn't even have to turn the camera around, because we'll just use that gear in the background as part of our movie, making the movie. And so it made sense for us, like, at that point to be like, we are an action film production company. We make big commercial action films like the film, like Metal Storm. So why not have 87 North be, the producing and action company behind Metal Storm? It just made sense, and it was a fun sort of meta nod to Kelly and my company.